Hi everyone! Lately I've gone down this massive resin rabbit hole of making my own resin safety eyes, and I thought, why not do a video showing you how I do it, bring you along so then you can make them for yourself. So first up, a lot of my stuff is either from Temu or Kmart. So Australia, from Australia, I just get the craft UV resin from Kmart, and then a lot of my little silicone brushes and that are also from Temu. I have colors and little glitter things as well, mix of Kmart and Temu. So first up, the eyes I'm going to be using are just 30 centimeter eyes. Just ordered them online. I like to peel back the bit of plastic so then it helps you, one, to get a better grip on it and kind of hold it a bit easier. Oh no, now it's gonna decide it doesn't want to. Also make sure you're always wearing gloves. Always wear gloves. I see a lot of people recommend eyewear as well. I always have my glasses on. Also well ventilated. So I'm doing this in my kitchen. I have a window on both sides, so make sure I also have the fan on a lot of the time to try and keep the air flowing, because otherwise it can get a bit smelly. And then after that, I have my little container. What I have learnt is if you use silicone, it comes off when you put it under the UV lamp. That was a little trick that I learnt from watching. I've watched so many of these videos to try and learn how to do it myself. So, and then, I'm sorry, unfortunately, I'm still learning. So I don't have an overhead lamp, but just a little bit of resin. So I've got probably less than a centimeter, about a millimeter in there. And then the color I'm going to use is this pink one up the top. So I'm going to take that off. And then I'll use kind of the brush that I'm using and literally the tiniest bit, about that much, in there and mix it in. So what I'm planning to use these eyes for is I'm making a teddy bear for one of my friends for their baby shower. So it's going to be a little brown teddy bear with a pink bow and hopefully some nice pretty pink eyes. I'm going to just give it a good old mix in. Make sure you get all the bits off the edges. Scrape it down. And give it a bit of a mix. Once again, I'd like to say sorry for the angle. I'm working on saving up for an overhead camera. So just going to peel it back, hold on to it there, and let's move these other ones out of the way. And just kind of, I'm going to slowly paint it on and get it all the way to the edges. So I tend to do a bit of a thinner layer first. Make sure you have it all covered. I tend to do 2 to 3 layers, depending on a darker color. I'll do 2, where if it's a lighter color like this, I'll do 3. And then sometimes I'll even put like a bit of nail polish on the back, like a UV resin nail polish, just to help the color like pop up a little bit more. As you'll see, sometimes ones like this can be a bit transparent. And sometimes when it's like that, if you want to add more of the mica powder to it, can also help. I realized I probably didn't say earlier that that's what that was, sorry. We're learning, we're all learning. So we're going to really get it all the way to the edges. Make sure it's nice and covered like so. And then move on to the second one. You want to, when you're mixing it up, make sure you have enough to do a couple layers as well, because you don't want to be mixing enough resin for only one layer. And then you go to do a second layer or third layer and then it's the wrong color or like a different color or not the same shade. So if you make sure you have that little bit extra at the start, then it kind of covers you if you're needing to do another layer as well. Alright, so that's the second one done there. And then next up, I'm going to put it under my UV lamp. Next up, when we're putting it under the UV lamp, so I bought this one off Temu. It's double-sided. Originally, when I first started, I was just using a nail lamp. Turn it on. I tend to like to have it set on 3 minutes. And while that's going, I either tend to cover it. I can't flip the camera right now, but I tend to put like a bit of paper over it. But the paper I was using had writing on it. So, alright, so now that I've done my third layer, I'm going to put these back in under the UV lamp. But the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and put this in under here as well, and just kind of scoot it in. And then that is going to help us. Nope, it's just going to go there. But having that in there as well, it's going to allow us to clean it a bit better. It doesn't want to cooperate, but so I put that in there, putting it on the highest setting, gonna let that sit. And once it comes out, we'll be able to pick off. I'm going to go back over here because you don't need to stare at the resin. But we're going to be able to pick off, which you can see in this one, the little bits that are still stuck on it. Same with this one. You can peel the stuff off. Makes it so much easier to clean because now I'll just go rinse this and you've got all the hard crunchy bits off. Purely for the sake of video, I'm going to peel off the tops of some of these just so I can show you. I think these fluoro ones have been my favorite one I've done so far because they look incredible. I'm going to probably take some photos at the end of the video and pop them up when I edit it as well. This is one of the ones that I put the nail polish on the back to try and make it because it was very transparent. So this one is one of my darker ones. All the ones I've done have been lighter. I found for the darker one you do have to cure it for a lot longer and do a lot thinner of layers as well. But they did turn out quite pretty. Mind the glare, I'm so sorry. I'm going to, when it's tomorrow probably, I'm going to take some photos outside, get some nice pretty photos for you. The other one is I'll show you the pink ones we just did because they just came out. So I'll peel that off. And how gorgeous do they look? Once again, I'll take some daylight photos because right now it's mid-afternoon in Australia and winter, it's getting cold. But I can also show you how quickly. So this is still got the just cured, so I can just snap that kind of bit. And a lot of it will just peel off. Sometimes I'll even use my tweezers to peel it off because otherwise it gets all in under my nail and I don't love that feeling. But you just peel the resin off. Sometimes I'll still put it in the dishwasher just because me personally, I don't love the sticky feeling that's left on it still sometimes. But most of the time it does come off when you rinse it, and with some like soap and water you can rinse it and get it off. But yeah, so that's our video for today. Thank you so much for sticking around watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you make your own. Why don't you tell me in the comments? Once again, sorry. My name's Kira. I am the maker behind Kira's Crochet, and I am Kira's Crochet on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all of the above. So make sure you go follow me on there. Love you, bye!